So, running a 1/2 inch thread down the center of this thing to get that bolt to go in, and the washer, pretty easy. Take this all the way down until it stops, and that should give me enough room for the bolt. There we go. We just bottomed out. All right. Okay, this is what we've got. There's the washer and the bolt in place. And basically what we've got is here is a hinge. You'll see that this part turns, and there's a little bit of slop there. I could have brought that in a little closer, but you know, as I said, it's farm equipment. You want to have as much slop and play as you can get. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish this other one off, and then we're going to take it apart. And what he wants is he wants to be able to index this at 22.5 degrees and 45 degrees. And so I'm going to drill a hole in here, and then cut some drill a hole in here, in here, and then cut some flats in the other piece, in the plug part, and thread a bolt into here so that we can do it at 22.5 and 45. So, but for today, it's time for lunch. Okay, we've got both of them finished. We're over here on the Bridgeport, and what I'm doing here is cutting a flat. I've got to cut two slots, not slots, but flats on this surface here. One at 22 degrees from this angle, and one at 45 degrees from that angle. And the only way I can do it is to create a slot, lift this thing up on its end, and then come in with an angle cutter and cut my slots. So first thing I have to do is cut a flat seat for it to ride up against, so that I know where 0 is. And that's not hard, but at this speed I probably could go a little faster. I just hate changing those belts, and I don't know why. It takes a few minutes, but for some reason I've got some kind of emotional deal around the belts. Had I known when I bought this this mill, I would have got a variable speed mill, paid an extra however much. But it's here, and it's a good tool. It's just there's a couple of frustrating places, and this is one of them. And we're almost cut through. We've had to make 3 major passes to get this flat set up. Now what I'm going to do also is, once the flat is done, once I get ready to weld the whole thing together, then this will weld to the flat steel bar. Okay, there we go. We have reached the end. So let's go ahead and pick it up, pick you up here, and bring you in close, and you can see, well, let's come back a little bit. You can see the flat is all set to go. and a nice weld bead will go on here, and this will be a good solid firm square place to work from. So we're going to do the next one, which is basically the same thing, and this particular pass here on this new piece, I'm taking the whole thing at one time. The piece just before this, it was 2 steps, and this one it's all set up. I know they'll cut it, so it's just a matter of kind of working into it slowly and making sure I don't put too much pressure on the bit. So we'll be grinding away here, and I'll meet you back at the end of this. All right, so we've got a flat in there. Let me suck a little bit of this out here. And we're going to set this up so that let's get this further back. There we go. So we know, because that flat is there, we know that is 0, or that's our 0 degrees. Right? Now we're going to drop this down, except you're in the way there. Let me back you up. And we're going to drop down the bed, or the table. Get this thing down as far as we can get it, it looks like. I'm thinking we need to bring our head back a little bit, because we're as far extended out as we can get. So let's go ahead and move our head back. Yeah, just a few inches. All right. We'll take the bit out. Blow that off. Put it away, and we need a little bit smaller bit, something like right in here. This is a 3-fluted bit. Well, I would say that would take care of it. I'm thinking that's going to do the trick. Oops, no. All right. Now, some years back, I bought this little tool, at the time not needing it, and yet I thought it was very cool, and it was at a pretty good deal on eBay, of course. And let me go get a Allen wrench. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it was pretty reasonable. have to get that head in just right. There it goes. All right. And for the moment, we'll just tighten her down. And I think that's probably the key here. Tighten it up. All right, I'm going to go by this this flat here across the vise here, and that should give us pretty much what we want. Bring it on up. Okay, this time we're going to hang on to it. All right, that's pretty close. We'll just tap it the rest of the way in. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we'll take this up, we'll lock that in place. We're going to come up with a 3/4 collet, slide that into here, and our bolt is somewhere. Okay, we found our bolt. Slide that in. Tighten it up from the back. Okay, we've got this thing somewhat centered in the rotation of the vise, and so we're going to take a first cut here, and that would be the 90. And we're just going to take this thing real slow and easy. Okay, there's our first cut. Now we're just going to take 10 thousandths at a time, just so that we don't put too much pressure on this, because this thing, it's there and it's not going anywhere, but with too much pressure it'll spin out. And I got time here. Let's see what that looks like. I'd say we're pretty close. So, now the plan is we break the vise loose, and it's sitting on a protractor head. And we'll take this over to 10, 20, 2.5. Now the problem with 22.5 is there's not enough action over there to do it. Huh. So I think we're just going to have to take it straight over to 45 and forget the 22.5. .45's going to pretty much give us what we want. Even then, it's going to be a problem. Moving just a little fast there. Okay, there's 90 and 45. So you can see there's our 90 and there's 45, and 22.5 would not, we just wouldn't fit in there. So, and I got to be able to push a bolt up against this and that. So I don't think we can do 22.5. All right, so we'll go on and I'll be back. Okay, there's 90 and 45. So you can see there's our 90 and there's 45, and 22.5 just wouldn't fit in there. So, and I got to be able to push a bolt up against this and that. So I don't think we can do 22.5. All right, so we'll go on, and I'll be back.